Today I'm going to show you how I create my own LinkedIn content, how I generate leads from content, how I use DMs to generate leads from content, basically just my whole content system. So high level, I'll show you 3 pages. So this one right here, and turns out I can't show you the other one because it has some client information, but it looks like this, where I have no status, in progress, completed, posted, and it's where I just keep high level content ideas. A lot of brainstorming happens there. But let me just show you how I do this. So I just created this today, August 21st, because I want to be a month ahead on my content. Now, over here, you can see I have a content calendar. The blue stuff, which I have right here, you can see I just choose what type of content it is. All the blue stuff is LinkedIn. The red stuff is YouTube. The purple stuff is email. I usually send 1 to 2 emails a week. I do one YouTube video a week in general. The YouTube video that I'm doing right now, I'll just put it in here to show you. So this would be how I create link, LinkedIn and other content, something like this. Cool. And then I would just hit YouTube. Cool. So now what I'll show you is, so I have these just sorted by colors just to keep it organized. Next, so I'll have my assistant go and look at my past posts, just the analytics, and you can see all these little ones that have this little recycled sign. You can guess what that means. It means that I previously wrote a post, so you can see here I have a post, and it links to a past post that I wrote that did well, and I have the entire text right here, suggested hooks. This is just based on my assistant will go and run it through ChatGPT and will give me a couple different hooks, suggested media. And in this case, my assistant suggested that I use the same media that I used in the last post. Cool. So that's one. And then what I could do is I could rewrite the hook. I could change a few things, and then it's good to go. So it just makes it extremely efficient, effective. So you can see next week I've got 1, 2, 3. So this one, this one, this one that are currently on the calendar. I might change the schedule a little bit here. And then you'll notice that I have a few recurring themes. So you can see giveaways every Wednesday because those are a high performing type of post. Okay. Next, I want you to come over and look at this right here. So what I did first was I went into Taplio. I looked at my last 30 days of, and you could do this directly on LinkedIn. I just use Taplio. I looked at my last 30 days. I said, what post did the best? And then I grabbed the 5 best hooks and I just put them right here. So that's what you're looking at on this side. So I'm trying to include these types of hooks and call it 4 or 5 out of the 7 posts that I do. So these are already proven. And so let me just lean into this. So high level, when I go to write the posts, I just have this as a reference and I can make sure to write hooks that are likely to perform well. Okay, next you'll see I've already written some of these posts, so that's cool. But you can see right here, so I have giveaway, I have the idea for the giveaway. This is already one that I have created and I just haven't given it away yet. And so I have that. Carousel, 10 best hooks from last week. This is just a consistent post format that I do that continues to perform well. And so why not do this every single week? So you'll notice I have it right here for the following week, right here for the following week, and I have a system to get these 10 best hooks. Just basically I have, call it 200 popular LinkedIn accounts, and I have my assistant just go and look at the last batch of the last week of content for each of them, pick the one that got the most likes or went the most viral, and adds that for 10 different people, and then every week we just filter to the next 10. So makes it extremely effective for me. All I have to do is go in, make sure the hooks are actually good. Sometimes I'll replace them, and then add a little bit of commentary. Next is, so you can see I have YouTube videos, so I want to leverage those because videos add a level of depth that text doesn't. And so every week you can see I have a repurposed YouTube vid. I don't have all of these sorted right now. By the way, I like just writing out for the month like what the plan is so that I can always change it last second. I can change the order, but it just gives me a really good idea of what I'm going to write about. Cool. So you see that I have this one picked out, 9 problems you'll consistently get leads from LinkedIn specifically, and I did a LinkedIn post on it too. I have a YouTube video as well though. So that's the one I'm going to repurpose. Then on Twitter, I post on Twitter every day pretty much, and I posted about how I threw my first backflip wakeboarding. And so I was just going to relate that to life and like post that piece of content, send that DM. Sometimes you just got to send it. Repurpose, you can see that. Okay, carousel. Okay, so I'm about to hit 20K followers. So this is a great time to do a reintroduction post. This is my guess of when it'll happen. I'm about 500 followers away. So week and a half, I think, is a good time frame there. Okay, I have this series that I've started, How Writing Online Changed X Person's Life. So I've done one for Syed Balki. I just wrote one for myself. Next week I don't have one. The following week I have Nick Huber. The following week I have Nathan Barry. And so I'm just going to go through and do that weekly because I want to promote the idea of writing online. And so showing the benefits through case studies or examples, not that I've worked with these people, but just case studies of them writing online, is a great reason to start writing online or start posting content on the internet, which ultimately grows my business. Cool. So that gives you some of the main ideas. You could see some infographics that I'm working on. So I've included posts there. But that's high level, like how I plan it. And then on a weekly basis, so every Saturday, I just set aside a few hours. So usually from call it 6 or 7 a.m. to 10 or 11 a.m. I will just write the content for the following week. I'll add media. If there is so you can see in this one, I say, if you want my favorite 10 types of posts that generate leads, comment 10, I'll send them to you. But then I'll drop the lead mag, or I'll just drop the landing page in here because I've already created this one. So for example, if I go into Kit, I go to landing pages, I have 10 bajillion landing pages. My 10 favorite lead generating posts. So grab this, hit share, grab this link. And that way, when this post goes out and people comment 10, my assistant will know that this is the landing page that we're sending them to. And that is how I can pretty passively collect email subscribers. Not truly passive. There's somebody doing it, but fortunately I have somebody helping me with that. Cool. So that gives you, yeah, like I said, high level overview of how I'm doing it. Every Saturday I sit down, you'll see if I come onto my Twitter for a second, I'll just show you this. Every Saturday, I'll post this, which is basically I work. I say Saturdays are my favorite day to do deep work. I'll just have a monster. I'll have my timer. I'll have my brain.fm, and I'll just crank. So you can see that I do that almost every week. Not quite, but pretty close. Just like a fun little habit I have. When I write great content, then I get more inbound DMs, first off. I get more people who book a call directly with me. So people will come in, they will either come to my profile and click book an appointment, or just on one of my posts, they'll come in and they'll click book an appointment. So I get more calls that way. And then people are more responsive for the DMs that I send. As far as DMs that I send, so I use a tool called Condo, and it's a LinkedIn DM CRM. And so you're able to sort by people who have replied, people that are the warmest leads. And when I write great content, yeah, more people DM me, but like I said, more people are receptive. And so in many ways, my content serves to nurture and sell people. And like while I'm not there, and then the DMs are what get people to actually take action. So that is why I spend a lot of time on content because I book calls directly, and some of them I just book through DMs. To give you some exact stats, like this is what my calendar looks like. You can see most of these are coming through LinkedIn. If I get super specific, it's 44% from outreach, 28% through LinkedIn content, and then the rest comes through either X, newsletter content, or referrals. So that's what it looks like. So how can this help you? It can help you if you want to get more organized. So I'm a big fan of getting organized because it's a skill that transfers very easily across domains and is just massively beneficial. There's been a periods of my life where I just wake up, I post that same day, and I do that every day for a month, and it's very stressful and usually ends up being lower quality than if I can plan a little bit in advance. So I've actually been doing this with a couple of my clients where I'll plan out a full month's worth of content, but I'll still write it weekly or have my writers write it weekly. But then they have an idea of what's going out, and we're able to adjust on a weekly or monthly basis depending on how things are performing. But just a little bit of strategy, a little bit of pre-work is worth a pound of post-work. An ounce of pre is worth a pound of post, as they say. So that is how you can use it. Obviously, this is the version that's working for me. There's probably a different version that works for you, but I would highly encourage you to just look a little bit ahead, figure out what are the posts that do the best for me. How can I incorporate those on a weekly or biweekly cadence? And you can continue to improve. Last thing, this is extremely high leverage. So if you can just include your five, like look at your last month's data, what were the five best posts, grab those hooks, use those as templates as you write the next week or month of content, and that will also massively improve your performance. Hooks are like the most underrated piece of content, even though they're talked about a lot. So that's all I have for you today. Enjoy.